Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Amawan Rukar, and I'm back with another lesson. But first and foremost, praises goes to Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Hashem Kwadash, and double honors to our apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, peace, blessings, and salutations, and to the hopeful elect and to the great multitude destined for salvation, man. So this is kind of an impromptu, as we say, off the cuff kind of thing. The Spirit was on me to just do this. Lord, will it be edifying? But I just want to really talk about these three sisters who have died, off the coast of Brighton, which is a south east coast in England. It's a popular place of visit, especially when it gets warmer. But a side note, it's a place that's got a lot of moles there too, man. It's like one of their spots. A lot of the alphabet crew live down there too. So you got to time it right, man. Otherwise you're gonna get caught up in the mad parades and all that. Just saying. But anyway, Lord, when this is edifying, man. So let's just jump into it, man. So basically, the reason I want to get into this is because you can always tell the difference between us and them, meaning Jacob and Esau, and the way that we're portrayed and the way that they're portrayed, man. Because I want to read it and I'm going to explain. Obviously, I'm going to get to precepts. I don't heavily go into Deuteronomy because it's really it's really the curses, man. All right, it's really the curses and that perpetual hatred that Esau has. Because Esau controls the system. He controls what news goes out. Controls the knowledge, the information highway, controls that. So let's read this, man. This is Sky News. It says, women who died in the Sea of Brighton named as sisters from London. It says 3 siblings, all in their 30s, were from London. Sussex police said their father paid tribute, saying no words can truly describe the pain of losing 3 daughters in the prime of their lives. No, of course not, man. That's crazy, man. That's hard, man. I couldn't imagine it. I've got to see it myself, man. I couldn't imagine. Yahweh forbid, man. Yahweh forbid that. Straight up. But this man's lost 3 of them at once, man. But the disrespect is, if this was, let's read it before I say what I'm going to say, man. It says 3 women whose bodies were recovered from the sea of Brighton Beach were all sisters in their 30s, police revealed. Emergency services were called to Brighton seafront at around 5:45 a.m. last Wednesday, where 3 bodies were then found in the water. Sisters Jane Adatoro, 36, Christina Walters, 32, and Rebecca Walters, 31, from the Uxbridge area, northwest London, were named by Sussex police on Wednesday. In a statement released via the force, their father Joseph said losing his daughters has left an emptiness that words cannot heal. No words can truly describe the pain of losing 3 daughters in the prime of their lives. The statement read, it says, Jane, Christina, and Becky were more than daughters to me. They were my joy, my strength, and the beautiful light that filled our family with love, with happiness and love. And the scriptures talk about children being a blessing. And let me see if I can get that real quick, if I can remember how it goes. Let me think about how it goes. Anyway, whilst I'm getting that, let's read on. So it says, describe each of his children as unique and precious in your own special way. Joseph added, your smiles brightened dark days, your laughter brought comfort, and your presence made life more than meaningful. Right, I think, right, hold on, because it's on my brain, so let me get it. Right. Psalms 127:3 says, Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. So the fruit of the womb is a reward. So your children, man, that's a blessing unto you, man. Alright, so imagine losing them, man. The scriptures talk about it, let's get it, man. What is it? Sirach 25:7 says, There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. It says, a man that hath joy of his children. We're supposed to enjoy your children, and enjoying your children means to watch them grow, nurture them, teach them the right ways. Watch them grow up to be men and young women and older than that, and bring forth their own seeds, man. And the other joy is for them to have the knowledge of this truth and not the knowledge of this bullshit world. So that is talking about what's to come, man, because it finishes to say, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy, which is Esau, Edom, and the rest of these dirty heathens out here, man. Right? But let's get a couple more, man, because I want to just go around about with a couple of things, man. Because you got to touch on these things sometimes, man. Don't think the men of the Lord, man. We talk about absolutes because there are absolutes, but it doesn't mean because we might come up cold-hearted sometimes, man. We love our children, man. We're supposed to, man. So imagine this man has just lost 3 of them in one go, man. That's fucking crazy, man. This is Proverbs 17. It says, children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children are their fathers. So, there's preciousness. There's preciousness. It's reciprocal, man. Your seed to the parents, the mother and the father, and back, man. So let's get back into this, man. But I want to read some more about what the authorities are saying. So look, it says, an investigation into how the women ended up in the water is ongoing. Police have said there is no evidence to suggest third-party involvement or criminality at this time. But listen, if it was 3 Edomite women that were found in the waters like that, man, they'd be tearing up the trees. They'd be tearing up everything, looking for evidence to find something untoward, so they can continue to be all over the papers. Suspected murder of 3 so-called white women, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? That's how they move, man. There's a woman that's in jail right now for murdering children in hospitals, man. And you got a campaign people trying to say that she's innocent, where this woman even admitted it. Now, what I wanted to find was, more information or the circumstances of that, man. So let's see if I can, because I've been watching a few things, and apparently their handbags were on the beach, man, and they were found fully clothed. So how does that happen, man? How does that happen? How does 3 women, all mature enough to know, leave their handbags on the beach and go into the water fully dressed? Listen, Israelites don't go swimming at night time, man. Alright, let's just have it right. We're not the same as Esau, Edom. They'll take off their clothes, man, all naked and shit, all together and run into the water in the middle of the fucking night, man. That's how they work. We're different from them, man. So I'm just trying to see if I can find some more information on that, because all that's going to show you is that these people don't care about us, man. This story will go away very quickly. They have to report because of social media. Now it's out there. If there was any other way, they would just forget about this, man. It says Chief Superintendent Adam Hayes says the force would leave no stone unturned. See, that's just catchphrases, man. You think they're spending their time looking for evidence of this situation, man? It's obviously suspicious, man. See, they don't even want to relate or relay the scenario. They don't even want to relate, man. I'm just going to see if I can find anything. Right, key theory, man. Let's see what this says. I don't even want to be on this now. Forget that, ban that, man. I'm not going on Facebook for that. Or maybe we won't be able to find anything. I'll give it one more try. Let's see what this is saying. Do you know what? Let me do something else. See if there's anything regarding this. You know, like I said, this is impromptu, man, so I wasn't really prepared, like, for that part, but let's see. Right, let's have a look at it. Well, look, it says, it's this again. Fucking hell. Let's just see what it says. Right, so free women. Now here we go. We're getting somewhere. Free women. That's obviously it's on Facebook because look, they want to mask up the information. But it says free women who were found dead at Brighton Beach this morning are understood. This is the 13th of May to have been fully clothed with their handbags found at the scene. Does that sound like they just drowned? Because that's how they're reporting it. But they should report it. 3 women found it. Yeah, well, they can report that because obviously you don't really know if they're, you know, you can investigate if someone's drowned and if their lungs are filled with water. At a certain point, that could determine whether they drowned or whether they were thrown in the water after they were killed. They can find that stuff out, man. But they don't want to do that. Just like they didn't want to report on the other guy that got juked up in North London when them other small hats got hit up. They only reported on the small hats, right? Because that's how they move. Anyway, let's just get into the precepts, man, because like I said, I'm going to go Deuteronomy, man, because there's a lot of the curses are a lot to do with this, man. You know, we've got to go to the 20th chapter, man. So let's, let's start at 15, man. Where the horrible stuff begins. Or the warnings, I should say, not the horrible stuff, but the warnings about what could happen. So Deuteronomy 28 and 15 says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee. Right? So let's go through a few, man, and we might read them in the NLT as well, man, as I've got it hooked up. I'm sure I can open this up a bit more. Yeah. Right, let's start at 28. Verse 28 says, the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Yeah, because our people don't know anything, man. You know, and we're blind to what? The truth. They're trying to live in this world, man. What are they doing out there anyway? I mean, how do 3 sisters get out there, you know, together? Who, was responsible for that? Really, if there was under the law, statutes, commandments, man, they wouldn't be out like that anyway, because they'd have husbands, yeah, and they'd be in their houses, man, with their children. It says, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. And oppression comes in many forms, man. They're being oppressive when they, not reporting on this thing accurately. They're being oppressive by trying to play it down as an accident. Where, like I said, if these were free Edomite women, man, you'd be hearing this day and night. You'd have search parties out looking for evidence. You'd have press conferences with the police. The Prime Minister would be talking about it. Why? Because they're held as the standard, man. Because why? They're in the seat of rulership, man. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man. Right? So they hold the cards, man. They hold the power here. So they're deemed, they're deemed the rulership, because they are the rulership, man. They're the ruling power right now. Verse 37 says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. There'll be people looking at this thinking, yeah, so what, it's just free nigger bitches, innit? Who cares? No one's missing them, except for their father and the mothers. If I believe there's probably two mothers on the scene. Just looking at the surnames, two of them had the same surname, and one of them didn't. So you could have to assume that there's two mothers involved. How Jake gets around. It was only right. That's oppression, man. It just tells you that they don't care about us, man. Michael Jackson said that, man. Verse 45 says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. And the bottom line is that they had their judgment, man. And I don't mean that to be horrible. It's just the fact of the matter. Anytime someone spirit leaves their body and goes back to the Father, man, that was just their judgment, man. Alright? At least they're in their right minds now, man. They've literally seen the light. It says, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord Jehovah thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. One of those signs is the lack of interest that this story will have. 3 sisters dying at sea, leaving their handbags on the beach, should be national news, man. But yeah, man, I mean, what else is there to say, man? Yeah, this place isn't for us, man. We're waiting for, we're waiting for a new heaven and a new earth, man. Where we are the number one, We're the number one topic. Anyway, man, I'm just trying to think if there's any more scriptures I want to bring up, but I'll just leave it at that, man. Maybe I'll do a follow-up on this one, because I need to get more information, but I would like to see how they're going with this. Like I said, it's a quick impromptu, but yeah, man, all winners edifying, and I'll say shalom to the next one.